So as we were saying, very volatile market. It's going to be a very interesting live trading session today, right? A live trading session for strong mentalities, you would say.
You have to be very disciplined today, there's no doubt. So
very disciplined today. So
Yep.
we're looking forward, and the stage is yours, Lucky.
Thank you very much. So hi, ladies and gents. How are you? Hope you are magic. So again, as we're saying, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm in Japan, and it is a quick look, guys. 32 degrees outside, so 32 degrees, very humid. So it feels like around about 35. Suffice to say, we're looking very forward to winter. Looks like we're going to have a bumper ski season. So that would be amazing. Now, as first things first, let me grab the chat, making sure that everybody can chat to everybody. Alex, could you give me privileges?
Yes, I'm on it.
Oh, awesome. So guys, so I'm going to get super duper privileges here. My name is Lockie, for those that are not aware. And that is okay. We're going to be broadcasting right across the globe today, which is brilliant. That's awesome, mate. So now, ladies and gents, everybody should be able to chat to everybody. Which is lots of fun. And what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be sharing the screen, because we are going to run through multiple jurisdictions today. So let me just share this screen for you. Because we are going to be running through multiple jurisdictions, guys, we do have to go through a number of slides just to get the session started, make sure we're good to go. I'm just bringing up that chat to make sure we've got everybody. Ahmed, you are good. Daniel, everyone's good. Ken, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Matt, brilliant message before, mate. Thank you. Isn't WhatsApp just the most incredible little tool? Absolutely brilliant. Craig, Craig is tuning in from the mine site. Brilliant. Senna, how are you? And I did get your message. So and I'll be in touch. This week's a big week. This week's a big week. So I'll do my best to get in touch. So guys and girls, for those of you that have not been in a session before, we are streaming live. So I'm just going to assume no one has been in the session before. We do have to run through a number of slides, and basically an introduction to what we do. We've also, because we're running across multiple jurisdictions, we have people in the session already from Australia in particular. Guys, Australia and the UK and the US, very, very strict on their compliance. And guys, we don't mind playing that game, which is, I think, a good game to play. Guys, we've got to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And again, we'll get through it. So, guys, today, again, I'm going to be running through what we call an LTR trial preparation. LTR stands for live trading room, for those people that may not be aware. Now, I've been running live trading rooms. I was on the European Open on this particular session. Now, I've been running them for around about 14 years. Suffice to say, I've already traded today, guys. I'm nicely in profit. I'm looking for probably one or two trades during the session as well, in order to hit my KPIs. Now, in terms of the presentation today, we're very, very proud of what we do. The flip side of that, guys, there are risks in what we do. And as I say that, I'm going to just jump on. Oh, that's done for me. Okay, so thank you. Alex has done a really, really good job, guys, setting up the webinar. So brilliant. So first things first, we are going to be trading futures today, guys. Some people are also trading CFDs. So just be aware, please, that CFDs and futures trading does involve risk. Guys, primarily the risk comes from the fact that we trade on margin. So what I'll warn everybody out, guys, is we've got basically the chance of winning trades and also losing trades today. So ultimately, we are professional risk controllers. Moving on to the next slide, because we do trade on margin, it does mean we can make money very, very quickly. Guys, we can also lose money quite quickly. Therefore, once again, the focus will be on professional risk control. Now, for those people that haven't been in the session before, as what it does mean is I will be focusing on what we call an RCP, or a risk control point. So depending on the volatility of the market, as I will be actually identifying spots or opportunities for you. And I'll be saying, listen, I would suggest at this point in time, as your risk control point is about X. So it'll be 10 ticks or 15 or 20 ticks, depending on what it is. Now, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, just be aware, if we can, the market is very, very jumpy. It's very volatile. I've been here for about an hour and 35 minutes getting ready already. Suffice to say, as the S&P 500 is absolutely cranking through record highs, like literally punching record highs, which is brilliant. What it does mean, guys, is for the NASDAQ traders in particular, we're going to be super sensitive to round numbers today, because there'll be people that are trying to swing trade the market short off round numbers. Now, my sound, guys, my sound is okay. My little sound meter is saying it's okay. We've got Keith saying there's no sound. Can I get a double? In fact, what I'll do, guys, let me jump on. I'll jump on Ahmed very, very quickly. Ahmed can be my sounding board. There we go. Okay, so Ahmed, your mic's on. It's so I will, as I'll turn on some microphone. I'm very, very well. I'll turn on some microphones, but I will warn people as I do it. George down south in Australia, your mic is on. Just sort of warn everybody their mics are being turned on. As only so if they're talking about something other than trading in the background, we don't get a broadcast, which has happened before. Fancy that. So that being said, guys, we know about margin already. So move on a little bit further. Everything we're going to be doing today, guys, is general information and the past performance of all financial products. Now, we're not allowed to use them as a reference point for future performance. We used to be able to, guys, but we're not allowed to do that, particularly in Australia anymore for those that are in Australia. Now, guys, key point with performance already, and I just want to talk about market risk factors. Ultimately, we're trading over the internet today, guys. Different people will be trading with different internet speeds. What does that ultimately mean? I'll do my best to identify the best entry and exit prices for you. There is no guarantee that you will be able to enter and exit the trade at the same price I'm suggesting. So we'll try and manage that as best as we possibly can. Typically, guys, the delay across the internet is normally about 0.5 to 0.7 of a millisecond when it comes to these orders being placed. So generally speaking, you shouldn't be having an issue. If you're trading futures, as if you're trading CFDs, it's a very, very different story. So just be advised, if you are trading CFDs and you're trading those CFDs through a market maker, your order may be significantly slower, guys, than a futures order. So just everyone knows your order may be 20 to 30 times slower as a CFD trader versus a futures trader, right? So for the CFD traders out there, you guys are just going to have to be super, super aware you get filled at the right price and your targets at the right price. Now, guys, very, very quickly, a little bit of history. My name's Lockie, guys. I'm the CTO, basically Chief Trading Officer. I wrote all the trading algorithms that we're going to be using today. Long story short, I've been in trading for a while, guys. I started futures trading on the 1st of August 2007, and here I am today. Spent 5 years, guys, in military cadets and then 15 years in a regular army. I've been on multiple combat operations. Suffice to say, guys, I've got a very military way of presenting. And at the end of the day, you'll probably find there's going to be no fluff and bubbles today, guys. It's just straight into the game of trading. And trading is about making money. Guys, full stop, end of story. I'm not going to preach to you about the pros and cons. It's guys, we're here to make money. There's no question about that. Now, there's the three things that I want to focus on most importantly, guys, are the three that have got wows after them. So CSA will be candlestick analysis, where we analyze each candle. Just as I look at the charts, FTAX traders do keep a very, very close eye on an R3 reversal, please. That's literally setting up as I talk to you now. CSA, guys, so we're doing candlestick analysis. We're doing ratio and static versus dynamic, guys. So I'll talk about the ratio of candles, also static versus dynamic entry. Static entry is ultimately you're waiting for the market or the candle to close and then you are taking a trade. Whereas the dynamic traders will be entering while the market's actually bouncing up and down. Now, today, guys, we are going to have to be careful. The market is very, very volatile. The S&P 500 is very, very angry, but I think the anger is about to run out of steam. Okay, I'll show you why in a second. Now, all the way down the bottom, guys, we are obviously we are pure price movement traders primarily. So as much as there are indicators to enhance our decision making, and they do an incredible job of enhancing our ability to take trades. As at the end of the day, we follow the stair step and the ABC principles. All right, now, as we also let the market do the heavy lifting. So what this means, ladies and gents, if you haven't been in the session before, we don't take breakout trades. We don't take breakout trades because quite often as futures traders, they tend to be fake outs. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be reversing the market. We'll generally wait for the market to prove it is failing at a certain level. Let's say the buyers are failing, we'll then turn around and join the sellers and vice versa. So we run with the trading principle, let the market do the heavy lifting. That basically means let the market generate the signal for you, and then we're going to take advantage of that. Our profit target, those will be defined by the volatility of the market. Now, if we do pick up a pivot-based reversal, as we will be going for longer range targets, non-pivot-based reversals, shorter range targets, we'll be very, very quick to control our risk, guys, and very, very keen to let our profits run as far as they possibly can. Now, the screens, when we log into the LTR, guys, got the NASDAQ top left-hand corner, S&P bottom left, FTAX top right, FESX on the bottom right. As unless you are already an FESX trader, please be advised that the FESX is a reference chart, right? So we use that to make decisions on the other markets, and it goes very, very well. All right, now, more information, guys, effectively what to expect, guys. So we are running a live trading room. Clearly, people are paying to be in the live trading room. Guys, if I was on the other side of the microphone, I would be expecting to make money out of the trading room because I'm paying for a service. So very important point, guys, it'll be profit first and education second. Now, in saying that, time in charts, guys, I've been on the European Open for a long time. There is a number of traders also in the European Open tonight, guys, that have been trading the European Open with me for more than 9 years. There are traders on over 70 contracts, and there's traders all the way down to 1 contract, right? So please be advised, there's some very, very experienced traders in the session. So if you do have a question, please don't be shy. As now, speaking of that, as probably for the first 35 to 40 minutes of the session, I'll focus on calling signals and making money. As what I will then do, as in the last sort of 20 minutes of each hour, I'll be able to answer any questions that do pop up. We will be targeting, guys, a 90% strike rate today. Anything less than 90%, guys, we're not interested in that. So fact is, we'll be targeting that. The reason we target such a high strike rate, we do achieve it almost every single day, have been doing that for the last 14 or so years. The reason being, guys, is a very, very easy to build a positive psychology around trading, guys, if you're getting it right more than you're getting it wrong. Now, it says lots of people out there in the world will say 60%, 65% success rate is wonderful. Guys, it's not. It's actually very, very hard to stay positive about trading at the 65. Anything less than 90%, guys, I think it's actually quite hard to stay positive. Now, guys, again, I will be very, very transparent about the trades that I'm taking. So at the moment, I've already taken a trade, guys. I took an R3 reversal in the pre-market, guys, because it was very, very obvious. We'll be looking to repeat that R3 reversal again. It's actually setting up right now on the FDAX as we speak. So I'll give you the entry price, guys, give you the exit price, and we go from there. If you are a fan of YouTube, guys, every day I put a video on YouTube saying these are the highlights out of the live trading room. They're less than 60 seconds long. As a result, if you want to go and jump on the Doro YouTube, guys, Doro YouTube, you'll be able to find that we've got a lot of videos on there already. Now, a couple of personal considerations, guys. The best trade ultimately for you is the one that makes most sense to you. If you haven't traded before, guys, please chill. All right, just watch what we're doing. We do this every single day, so there's no rush or desperation to take a trade today. There will be trades tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. Ahmed, you've already got runs on the board, mate. Well done. So guys, if you're brand new to trading, please watch, listen, and learn. As I said, we're here every day, so that please don't do the dance of the desperate, which is, oh my gosh, I've got lucky for 90 seconds or 90 minutes. I've got to push the button today. If you're an experienced trader, guys, you'll know what you're doing. So please take the trades that we're talking about. The reason being is you want to try and make as much money in the session as you can. Guys, a big shout out to the Trading Pit for once again allowing me to come and have a powwow with you guys today. And thank you again to the Trading Pit for broadcasting us, guys, all over the internet. Now, that being said, guys, please note that I'll seek to maximize the profit on every trade. I will be very, very fast to control the risk. We're going to go for a minimum of a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, but sometimes we'll skew that out to 50 times in our favor. I'll show you how to do that. Now, please note, guys, if a trade does require more risk than your predefined risk profile, please do not take the trade. Please also don't let me romance you into taking a trade you wouldn't otherwise take. As at the end of the day, guys, we've got to trade your proven and tested trading plans, right? That's the most important thing. Now, I'm going to flick across to the live charts. Guys, let me just click a button here, push that button there, and we should be in the middle of the live charts. Okay, so that's actually working quite well. Now, it's going to take a little bit to brief you in today, guys. It's going to take a little bit to brief you in. Ahmed, thank you. Guys, the reason being is that the FDAX in particular and the FESX, guys, one of the biggest gaps I've seen, all right? So bottom right-hand corner, let's have a look at this gap. It's absolutely enormous. Now, the key with the gap is that this gap, so this is a mathematical gap in the market, it has to be closed. So at some point in time, and it may not be straight away, guys and girls, but at some point in time, they have to close the gap. All right, so that's a huge sell down. To give you an idea, guys, of where that sits on the FDAX, just so you know, from our current trading price, call it 270 for easy maths, the gap is at 0.80, right? So we've got a 190-point drop in the market. So if you want to do the maths on it, guys and girls, It's 190 points at 40 Australian dollars per point. So 190 times 40, they've got a long way. They've got a long way to drop. Now, let me just sweep some mics. Louis, Queensland, your mic is on. Damsey, New South Wales, your mic is on. Let me just do a sweep, guys, towards the bottom of the list. Perfect. Cody, Indonesian Cody, you're Indonesian-based Cody. So no one gets confused. Your mic's on. Okay, so guys, what we've got is a very, very unique scenario today. Of course, it would happen when we've got TTP online, as we got a very unique scenario because we have a massive gap. As I was saying, the FDAX has got a 190-point gap to close. Now, one thing about the Europeans, guys, if I can, they love the 4-hour Fibonacci. Now, interesting point. Okay, this is the old 4-hour Fibonacci from yesterday, and we're currently sitting above the 100%. So it means the FDAX has basically broken into completely new territory. Now, if the FDAX cannot sustain this break into new territory, the only reason they've done it is because of this rally on the US markets it's been going for the last couple of hours. So point being, if these guys can't break, as if they can't break into new territory, we're going to fly to the high side. But mind you, if they can't fly to the high side, guys, we're looking at really big shorts right across the board. So today, guys, would be a really, really good day if we pick up a pivot-based reversal in particular. We want to be going for long-range targets. Right, now, I don't mind if you go for a short-range first target. Guys, cut your risk and let it run. That is what I would suggest we do. If the Europeans decide to fall, as if they decide to fall, so please don't just put an order on and hope you get it right, because we don't do that. That's called BHP, or buy, hold, and pray. All right, we don't do that. If we get a really, really sexy sell signal, guys and girls, it's going to go a long way. What we do have to be careful of today is that the momentum of the markets is very, very much in favor of the buyers. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, I'm just pointing out your angle, guys, is already at 68% to the high side. So what does that mean is almost every single buying delta, right? These little lines on the chart, guys, every single buying delta, unless there's something in the way, will go very, very well to the high side, because the angle, guys, the angle is so steep on your trend. Right, so if you get up around about 70%, guys, anything over 35 degrees is really good fun. You guys are at 69 to give you an idea of how strong that trend is. Mind you, I was over here on the FDAX. Let's have a look. You guys are at 82. So, I mean, look, even not being rude, even the FESX, like this, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this for a while. That's a 70-degree trend. Now, the FESX is one of the biggest markets in the world. The S&P 500, bottom left-hand corner, is the biggest market in the world, bar none. So what it means is valid buy signals on the American markets are going to be brilliant. Okay, so if we do get a valid buy signal, guys, with a nice little retrace and a nice little rejection, it's going to go really, really well very quickly. All right, now, let me run through my briefing notes. I'll get specific to each of the markets. So, first point for the American markets, if you pick up a pivot-based reversal, guys, particularly an SBR or a 4-point turning bar, so they're the static entries, guys, you're going to be in a very, very strong place today, right? If this market decides to reverse, having basically bought since 3 a.m. yesterday morning, it's just been trending to the high side, particularly the NASDAQ. Guys, if you get a valid sell signal, it's going to go a long way. Buy orders on the Delta. Ash, does this mean on FDAX we can leave a buy order on the Delta? I wouldn't at this point, because we're trading into the open. We're trading into the open. So you've got to be very, very careful about the hourly turn, which is only around about 9 minutes away. Yeah, so only about 9 minutes away. So next point, guys, in your briefing points down here, guys, please watch, guys, for out of context candles, as it's highly likely to be a bull trap. All right, so that candle that has just occurred, for example, on the NASDAQ, is out of context with the rest of the market. All right, so that is an out of context candle. Normally what occurs, guys, if the market develops a really, really big candle like that, typically what will occur is the buyers will spike up a little bit, turn around, come back down, everybody panics, and in actual fact, we should be selling as opposed to buying. So that candle is out of context. What I will do, guys, is give that a Fibonacci, because, oh, that's interesting. Have a look at where they are right now. simply put, guys and girls, if we push up on the opening candle, which is not for 8.5 minutes or so, but if we push up and we can't go up, we may be getting a very, very powerful reversal on the FDAX. It will drag the American markets with it, right? So we've got to watch those Fibonacci's. Second hit, Matt, exactly right, Matt, well done. So guys, what I want to also highlight, please, is the S&P 500, guys. This is the reason we've gapped up so heavily today. This is the reason we gapped up so heavily. The S&P is 8 hours into a 12-hour move long already. It's basically triggered a 4-hour SBR or static bar reversal. So we are basically 8 hours into a 12-hour signal. Now, they don't have to go for 12 hours, but the general feeling globally is they will try and go for 12 hours. Now, what's going to cancel that, guys, will be a ratio-based SBR on the S&P 500 15-minute chart, which I note with interest, guys, we've already set up. Okay, so we've got ratio-based SBRs on both US 15-minute charts. Guys, and let me show you what I mean. Okay, here's your NASDAQ here. So you got this massive climactic. They've spent way too much energy, guys, way too much energy buying the market. If these buyers can't push up, guys, if they can't push up and sustain, but basically if they can't push up and start creating new highs, okay, if they can't push up here, they're going to turn around, wrap off that 76 fib, come down here, trigger that static bar reversal short. It's a -12 rating, which is very, very strong. And then they're going to plummet for a little while. Now, interesting point. As if they do plummet, okay, for the NASDAQ traders, the 100% extension on the 4-hour chart is all the way down here at 325. We're currently trading at 453. All right, so you can do the math on that, guys. It's about 600 tick drop. Now, it's going to have to take something pretty funky, guys, pretty funky to get this market to drop 600 ticks. But I do think, guys, if we pick up a short, it's going to be pretty good fun. Now, speaking of that, another briefing note, S&P 500, the green Fibonacci there, guys, is a slightly older Fibonacci extension. I note that it's honoring the 60-minute, guys, the NASDAQ or the S&P 500, I should say, is honoring the 60-minute extension and the 4-hour extension. So that means that the S&P 500 in a perfect world is probably going to try and travel to either the 133 or the 141.4. If it's volatile, the 161.8, but it's not volatile enough at the moment. If we pick up an R3 reversal, ladies and gents, on the S&P, it's probably going to be amazing. Okay, probably going to be amazing. Now, 6 minutes until the gun goes. We'll have a look at my NASDAQ notes for you. Then we'll have a look at the Europeans. Now, key point, strong longs and a swing trigger will be absolutely brilliant. Right? So if we get a strong, efficient, absolutely amazing candle that is not out of context with the market, we get a nice retrace and a nice rejection, as they will probably go very well today. Now, if you are going to be reversing, guys, off Fibonacci's, then I would suggest that there's going to be a lot of people itching to reverse this market because it's come so far. So you will have to be quick on your entries. Okay, have to be quick on your entries. Now, this extension that I've got here in green, that one there is actually, sorry, that one's there's 60-minute extension. This is the 4-hour extension. I note that both the American markets are probably hunting key 161.8s. Now, what we will have to keep an eye on today, guys, I know this is a lot of information. It's a very, very busy day. We've got to keep our eye on round numbers. All right. So the next round number for the NASDAQ is 20,500. Okay, 20,500. Okay, so across to the Europeans, guys, it's going to be a shotgun start today. I'll just warn you out on that one. Now, again, if we go across the weekly charts, all right, now we were talking about this yesterday. Guys, note that the FESX, by doing what it's done today, has actually triggered the weekly long that we spoke about, guys, yesterday. So these guys are in weekly longs. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to skyrocket to the high side. It just means that the energy is all about buy. Now, the problem that the FDAX and FESX have got is the massive gap to the downside. Okay, now daily chart, because this is the gap that we were talking about. Okay, we can get rid of that green Fibonacci. We don't need that anymore. I would suggest it would be very, very smart for the Europeans, guys. And again, the Europeans as a filter for the Americans, very, very smart to put this Fibonacci extension on. Now, the reason being is that they do decide to buy the FDAX. Right? So if they do decide to buy the FDAX or the FESX, they're highly likely to push to one of these key extensions. Let me just double check. Okay, that is not a record high. All right, so I'm just going to have a play with this Fibonacci. Hold on one second. Right, we need a Fibonacci. That one can stay there. I've got no problem with that one. We need a Fibonacci over the top here. Oh, yes, we do. Because guess what they're about to do? They're about to run into key 76s. So I'm going to make this one blue. Right? So we'll make it a daily fib. It's actually a weekly fib, but we're going to, in terms of the interest of time, we'll put it on it as a blue. So again, what does that ultimately mean? What does it ultimately mean? If these buyers were to push up, guys, and run into, blue is going to confuse us. So hang on. Let me fix this. Guys, let me fix this for you. Let me do this one. I'm going to do this smaller one as a blue. You don't want to play the game, do you? Right, this smaller fib just here. There you are. Good job. All right, so we're going to change this. As now we are looking, guys, for big reversals. Right, we are looking for big reversals. Okay, we're going to change this to a blue so it is correct. This is a bit military, I know, but I've just got to make sure my Fibonacci's are colored correctly. That pink can go, nope. All right, I'm going to come over here. Now, guys, why? So for those of you that are new to the session, all of our Fibonacci's are color-coded, simply so we know where the primary resistance will be coming from. Okay, that's much better. All right, now down to the 240-minute chart. I've got to be very, very careful about the FESX loading 4-hour longs. Guess what we've done? We've loaded a 4-hour long, and we're only around 35 to 40 minutes into that 4-hour long. Anna, how are you? So, guys, we could get a market today that stampedes to the high side. Okay, now 60-minute chart. There's nothing there. I tell you what, guys, we do have to be very, very well aware of. Guys, if these buyers can't sustain the buying, now it could be today or tomorrow, guys, could be today or tomorrow for Cody, who's running the LTR for you tomorrow. Key point with this, guys, we've got to close this gap down here. So if these guys can't go up, if these guys can't go up, they're going to come down. And when they come down, they've got multiple gaps to close. Okay. 15-minute chart, guys. So key to the success today will be 15-minute chart SPRs. And all the way down to the Europeans, guys, with 60 seconds to go. Okay, so we're going to have to watch 5,000. It's an incredibly round number. For the session today, guys, we do have high impact US news at 9:30 Tokyo tonight for those trading a little bit later on. Guys, we've got also Swiss National Bank news, guys, will be 4:30 p.m. Tokyo, which is 30 minutes into our session. Volume is 75,000 already. So, guys, we should be looking at around 8 to 10 very, very high probability trades. Okay, very high probability trades today. Okay, now 32 seconds until the gun goes. So, guys and girls, please make sure you've got the correct accounts loaded. Make sure if you're copy trading, you've got all of the correct settings on. I am targeting, guys, that static bar reversal under the R3. This is the R3 reversal I was talking about, guys, as we came into the session today. Guys, if we get buying back up here and we start getting dizzy at the top around the R3, we're going to pick up some very, very powerful reversals. If you don't trade the opening candle, guys, please be very careful. For those that do trade the opening candle, guys, you're looking at an entry at 253 on the FDAX. So it's an entry underneath the 50 of the day. I would love to enter underneath the R3, but it's straight into the 50, so I can't do that. Guys, I'm not allowed to do that. We're going to be really careful today. Guys, there is a short for the FDAX traders who trade the opening candle at 253. If these guys just gun to the high side, guys, that's all right. We'll just wait for the next trade. Okay, just wait for the next trade. Now, a pre-top reversal, guys, provided they go climactic. Let's give them 60 to 90 seconds. If you trade the pre-market reversal, guys, I'll be a little bit careful today. So you've got an entry at 272. Okay, 272. Now, if you are going to go short, ladies and gents, at 272, guys, your risk control point is 5 points. All right, so your risk control point will be 267. I note the opening candle is not climactic yet. Guys, it's not climactic. And now again, if you trade the opening candle, guys and girls, all right, you're short at 7.2, your target is 6.7, you're through your first target already. I would suggest, ladies and gents, based on the FESX, you can try and hold that short for longer range targets, please. Ahmed, nice work, well done. So that being said, ladies and gents, for the FDAX traders, you can also have an entry under the R3 if you want to be a little bit more careful. You will be carrying a bit of risk. If you are an opening candle trader, don't let me romance you into doing stuff you don't otherwise do. You're short at 272, you're through your first target, you're almost through your second target. So big well done. Big well done. Ahmed is trading dominant candle extensions. So he's using, let me just have a look at what you're using there, mate. No, you've got a bigger extension on. Okay. So at this point in time for the FDAX traders, right, you've now gone climactic. Okay, so if you wait for the climactic, you're looking for an entry short again at 272. As we don't want to take that entry in the last 90 seconds. So if you are going to go short again, guys, at 272, your target is 267, please. You're at target again. As if you are an opening candle trader, guys, target and risk control point on the FDAX is 267, please. I'm trying to make this as clear as I possibly can, guys, just to make sure that everybody knows exactly what they're doing. Now, for the S&P traders, you guys have just gone climactic on the 5-minute chart. NASDAQ has not gone climactic yet. Ahmed, where's that 161 from, mate? Where's that 161 from?
Right, I took it from the 4-hour. It's the ABC
Got it.
one above the other one. I make it 1 4-hour, and the second one I make it 60-minute color.
Got it. Thank you, mate. Perfect. So for those of you who are not aware, if you're not used to this session, there will be other voices in the background. It is quite a mission to keep an eye on all of these charts as they're running simultaneously. So I'm going to get rid of a tighter fib on the NASDAQ. I'm going to try and open this Fibonacci up a bit. This is looking beautiful for a reversal, guys, on the NASDAQ. For the FDAX traders, we're in the last 90 seconds, so please don't take a new trade. Right? Please don't take a new trade. The NASDAQ traders may be playing off this dominant candle. No, that's too far. So I'm going to come back to my original fib, right, which is up this candle and then back down over the stair step. Is that what you guys, that's what they're doing. Okay. So that being said, that was looking really good a moment ago. Are they using a wraparound fib? No. Okay, let's have a look here. So at this stage, ladies and gents, I would suggest
FDAX is at 5-minute extensions.
Thank you. Thank you.
133.
Thank you. All right. So 133 is one of our favorite numbers. Guys, one of our favorite numbers on the FDAX. I would suggest, again, the FESX has not got back to the 50 of the day yet. So we're probably going to see some selling mount on the FDAX. Now, guys, again, we need a new signal. So if you don't trade the opening candle, that's okay. If you don't trade the opening candle, we are now looking for a new safe signal. Okay, a new safe signal. What have we got? FESX is just gapped up. I have a sneaking suspicion they might be using that Fibonacci there. Okay, that's what they are using. All right. For the NASDAQ traders, for the NASI traders, if we were to get a push back up underneath the 233 extension and you do trade the 233, then you're going to pick up a short under the 233. The flip side of that is, again, I would love to see the buyers push up and fail in order to go short. FDAX, you've got no new signals at the moment. This is an out of context candle. So I would not be taking a new delta long. I would actually be waiting for a short. Okay, for the that is completely out of context with the market, guys. So I'm not going to buy the buy at this point in time. I'm looking for sells. I'm looking for sells. Now for the S&P 500 traders, you may be picking up a 76 Fibonacci reversal if that is your signal. Let me have a quick look. That is not perfect. That is not perfect. What is perfect, guys, if you are an S&P 500 trader and you trade a 90% Fibonacci reversal, right? If you trade a double failure reversal, you've got your Fibonacci on, you've seen the buyers just basically completely blow their volume up. You are looking, if you are a Fibonacci reversal trader, right? So again, don't let me romance you into taking signals you don't normally take. You would be looking for a reversal as underneath that 90%. For those that are watching the market today, guys, it's very, very jumpy, right? This comment here before, we want to be really, really early, guys, on these reversals. If you're watching the market, it's very jumpy, guys. It's very jumpy. What we want to do is we want to get this kind of double top movement, guys, this kind of double top movement on the NASDAQ, or really, really lovely buying that pushes through and you say, right, I can see you failing at the 233 extension, so I'll put my sell order under the 200 extension. Very tight risk controls, guys. Very tight risk controls. Messages left of the screen. Senna, I can do, but not at the moment, mate. I can do, just not at the moment. I did try and do that earlier today. I did reach out to Tim on that one to see how I can do it. Okay, now for the FTX traders, your next signal is going to be an R4 reversal. It is a pivot-based reversal. NASDAQ traders, if you are following my guidance on wait for them to push up and then go short under the 200 extension, you're shorted around the 465 mark. Volatility is 47, so you'd be looking for around about a 16 or 17 tick risk control point. And you can also look for longer range targets if that is your style of trading. So NASI traders, if you have gone short under the 200 extension, okay, you would want to be controlling your risk around about the 16 tick mark. All right, so 16 ticks into profit. If they come back down around 16 ticks again, which they've obviously been before, you'd want to make sure that your first target was before 16. So you've taken some money off the market. If they then fall through, that's when you're going to make a lot of money on your long range target. If these guys are not ready to reverse yet, if they're not ready to reverse yet, for the careful traders, you're going to be waiting for a static chart trade. So you're waiting for the candle to close and then you're looking to enter. Okay, now I note that the S&P 500, guys, again, if you are an S&P 500 trader, it looks like we're about to pick up a stall on the S&P. That will exaggerate the stall on the NASDAQ. For the FTX traders, you're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So ideally, we're not going to be taking a new trade on the FTX. What we're going to be looking for is a push up to the R4. R4, we don't normally get there. So we're looking for a push up to the R4. We're looking for the candle to close under the R4. We're looking for the sellers to then hold under the R4. And then we're looking for an R4 reversal. As for an R4 style reversal, I'm happy to get a fill as low as 318. Okay, as low as 318. Okay, so again, now where did I get the maths from, guys? It's 5 points below the R4. I mean, we're starting to get quite extreme with our Fibonacci and our R levels there. So again, I'm looking for a short, guys. I'm looking for a short as low as 318 for the FTX traders. All right, now NASDAQ traders, you're about to get a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Okay. Now, if you are already short on the NASDAQ off the pivot, if you're already short, those they are likely to go down to this 100 extension. Okay, now if you're already short on the NASDAQ, this is now starting to turn into a pretty cool little trade. Please note, guys, that again, you've hit your risk control point, please. All right, you've hit your risk control point. For the NASDAQ traders, your first concern is that 50 fib horizontal there. So if you are short on the SBR, guys, if you're short on the SBR at 460, your risk control point is basically 10 to 12 ticks to the downside. All right, you've just gone through your risk control point. And you may have also gone through your first target, guys, on the NASDAQ. So very, very smart for you guys to have tight risk control until we know the direction the market is running. If you are short, guys, if you are short, okay, from underneath the 200, then you've already gone around about 33, 34 ticks to the downside. As I would suggest that you carry no risk on your long range targets, please. FDAX, that delta short, if you are a delta trader, is valid at 292 if you can hold the risk. So it's valid at 292. If you are going to go short on the FDAX at 292, guys, woohoo, if you're going to go short at 292, please try and go for 282. So try and go for 10 points, guys, to offset the risk. All right, if you are a delta trader on FDAX, it's a delta leading into a ratio-based SPR short. If you are short on the delta, guys, you can just go for 5s if you want. It's already gone 11, but if you are short on that one, I try and hold it, guys, for a 10-point trade. Those that are short on the static bar reversal, you guys have already gone around about 30 ticks. This is going to go further, guys. This is going to go further. So again, don't scale in unless you've got a valid delta, please. S&P 500 traders, you could be short underneath your 76s. If you are, you're cruising towards your first target. I said it was going to be a shotgun start. Nazi traders, if you're short under the 200% extension, you're going really well. You fit into an SPR short that's also loaded a delta short. Some of you may be short on the NASDAQ on the delta as well. FDAX, you're through your targets. Well done. Have I got any delta traders short on NASDAQ, please? Andy, well done. Petros, you've done 30 points on the FDAX. Well done, mate. That is brilliant. Okay, good. Good. Louis like, oof, I'm waiting. Man, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So FDAX, did I get any FDAX delta traders, guys, on the delta or the ratio-based SPR? Okay, so yes, yes, yes. All right, you guys are killing it. All right, well done. All right, so we just keep doing the best we can. Guys, just keep doing the best we can. For the Nazi traders, guys, if you can't get through that 50 fib and hold below the 50 fib, I would make sure that I have no risk on my long range targets, please. Right? No risk on my long range targets. We've got a lower low, guys. It may fuel a swing trigger to the high side on all markets simultaneously. These guys might not be ready to sell yet for the long range runners. Okay, might not be ready to sell yet. So cruising through to the last 90 seconds, guys, cruising through the last 90 seconds. Again, for the FDAX traders, we're looking for a higher high and the R4 reversal. We move back into the game of the R4 reversal. Happy to go short as low as 318. Obviously, we got a couple of sneaky little trades in while we're waiting for the big one. NASDAQ traders, I know some of you have gone short underneath the 200% extension. Some of you have gone short underneath the static bar reversal and others use the delta as the backup. Because either way, guys, everybody's gone at least 20 ticks into profit. Everyone's had an opportunity to take at least one target out and everyone has had an opportunity to potentially cut their risk off on all the long range runners. Remy, you went short off the 200 for 11, 21, 31 and 50. That's a big trade, right? So well done. Can I just highlight to everybody, today the markets are really angry. They're really angry. They're really pissed off at each other. So I promise you it's a technical day, guys. The technical day, pissed off is a very, very technical trading term, of course. Ali, beautiful trade. The markets are really angry, all right? So don't just push the button and hope you get it right. Let the market define the signal for you. Really, really, really important that we do that. Okay, really important that we do that. Wes plus 4-2 twice, ES 90%. Excuse me, well done, Wes. Let me just grab some water. Cody or Damsey or George or Ahmed, if you see anything that I can't see, please do pipe in.
2 minutes SBR, mate.
Straight away. Yep, I can see. Okay, brilliant. All right. Thank you. So, guys, I've got eyes in the back of my head today. One of those is called Ahmed, and he's becoming very, very good at what he does, man. So, compliment to you. We have set up 15-minute chart static bar reversals short, guys, on both American markets. Okay, on both American markets, only if they can trigger the shorts. Right now, what does that mean? We're going to remember that 50 fib, okay, because that's where they've failed before. Now, to pick up another short, guys, we ideally need higher highs. Okay, we ideally need higher highs. Just hold on one sec. At the end of, guys, it's been a very, very big week talking, and you probably hear my voice is slowly running out of steam, but that's all right. We'll get through today. As we'll get through today, young Cody, guys, is on the mic tomorrow. This week's been a big week. Coaching, masterclasses, LTRs. I think my wife will be very happy because it means I won't be able to talk much in Tokyo. I'm off to Tokyo, guys, in the morning, and she'll be delighted my voice is gone because I will just be a mute all weekend. So she'll think that's absolutely amazing. Now, for the advanced traders, guys, again, you guys are staring down the barrel of a repeat of the 233 fib extension as the 200% extension reinforced by these horizontals, right? So for the advanced traders, guys, you may have drawn your Fibonacci down in order to catch them on the way up. Guys, now the flip side of that, we don't have a higher high yet for the beginner traders, right? So I want this candle to come all the way up here and get absolutely slammed. Now, if this is the turning point, guys, if this is the turning point in the market, okay, here comes the slamming already. So some of you may have re-entered the same 200% extension trade after these guys have failed. If you have done that, guys and girls, please tight risk control, let the profit run. If we are at the turning point in the market, they will run in your favor, particularly if Europe turns. Okay, so again, I would suggest based on Fibonacci that your risk control on the NASDAQ is the top black line. So if we get a couple of decent punches, of the buyers by the sellers, then again, we do have potentially a 50 Fibonacci here. Okay, we do have a potential. For the junior traders, guys, or those that are brand new to what we do, we're looking for higher highs to confirm buyer failure. So we really want those higher highs. This is where the market can romance you into trading, guys. So again, because you think I'm missing out. On a volatile day, guys, you don't miss out. Okay, FDAX traders, the delta is reloaded again. So if you are a delta trader, again, guys, you're looking for a 292 if you can carry the risk. Right, 292 to 287, 292 to 287. That you've got to be able to carry the risk, guys. And you are coming into the last 90 seconds of the candle. Right, the risk would need to be up near the R4. Right, so we just got to be a little bit careful about the risk in the markets today. Okay, now S&P 500, guys, has not created a higher high. Okay, we've created a match high, but not a higher high. NASDAQ, we don't have a higher high yet. The buyers are actually quite strong on this candle. As the buyers are quite strong in the candle. DAX, it would be amazing, guys. It would be amazing if we got a higher high that failed at Fibonacci, and just to fuel the sellers' enthusiasm. That is probably going to be here. It's probably going to be here. 45 seconds until the candle closes. As the buyers on the S&P are not impressing anyone at all. All right, so I have a sneaking suspicion that the NASDAQers are about to see some selling come in. Okay, I just got a news alert on my phone and it's not important. All right, so we'll leave it alone. FDAX traders, do remember you've got news at 4:30, right? Swiss SNB, Swiss National Bank news. It's not that important, but we're going to have to watch for the wriggling of price in the market. Okay, it's not that important, but we do have to watch for the wriggle in the price. Okay, so NASDAQ at this point in time, guys, let's just wait for this candle to close. What have we got? We've got quite an efficient candle to the high side. I don't think we're not going to buy the market long on the NASDAQ, guys, over the top of that candle because we've failed at this climactic before. Okay, so this is obviously a really, really serious burnout by the buyers. So at this stage, guys and girls, I don't want to send you long. All I'm looking for is shorts, right? Now, the S&P 500 has gapped down, guys, at the start of the candle, meaning that a number of people on the S&P 500 have just decided to give up on buying, okay, which might mean a little bit of a turn. For the FDAX traders, so just watch this NASDAQ very closely. Guys. It's not going to take much for the NASDAQ to break out to the high side. It's also not going to take much for them to try and break out to the high side and get annihilated, right, on that 233 fib. Okay, so junior traders, probably have your fingers off the trigger at this point in time. We're just waiting for a very, very, very obvious trade, like really obvious. Daxi, we've got a higher high. We haven't pushed, guys. We haven't pushed into those 76s yet. Okay, so we haven't pushed into those. So we need to push well above that. If we're going to pick up an R4 reversal, we need to push above my black line at the top of the screen. And then we're going to be taking an R4 reversal. Promise me, FDAX traders, if we pick up an R4 reversal, I'd like you to go for at least 30 points, please. At least 30 points. Yeah, so NQ gapped up, S&P gapped down. So now we've got the US markets, guys, in conflict. The S&P will win the conflict, right? So if you are short on the NASDAQ, guys, I don't change my risk control point. It's right there. So if you are short on the NASDAQ again, guys, and we get down to 462.50, you may be short, guys, depending on your experience off the 233 fib extension. My point being is if we get anywhere near the black line, I would cut the risk off on my shorts so I can't lose any money. If it falls, brilliant. If it doesn't actually matter. It looks like, guys, it looks like every time the sellers push into the market, the buyers address them. So again, if we were to close above, Louis, I'm open to your guidance on this one. Steve, I'm open to your guidance on this one as well. If we close above that 233 fib extension, eyes on the NASDAQ, if we close above that, we're going to see a buying campaign start. Okay, now 160 minute at 470. Who was that? That was Andy Hain. Okay, 470. Yeah, I've got a 233 at the same level. You've got a 161.8. Okay, so that will be a very, very interesting level to watch. The 161.8, guys, if Andy's got a 161.8 off the 60 minute, that is a really, really awesome spot to pick up a reversal back to the 100%. But we've got to wait for these markets to agree with each other. So guys, as I do all this talking, we're approaching the last 90 seconds on the candle. So new traders or junior traders, just be very careful of the last 90 seconds. That is where you would say, you know what, finger off the trigger. I'm going to wait for the candle to close, and then I'm going to look for a valid trade. You might end up getting a static entry. Why is a static entry? 470. Okay, mate, you're short at 470. So Rems, if you're short at 470, my risk control point would be 465. That's me personally. Again, I would want the sellers to break the buyers out of the current price range on this candle. I want the sellers to break the buyers back. And if they get anywhere near breaking their back, but they can't break it, then the sellers are not strong enough. But I have a sneaking suspicion towards the end of this candle, the sellers might show us some colors. We are picking up, guys, potentially a two-tier reversal here. So it's a two-tier reversal. Again, for those that don't know, that is a slightly more powerful reversal. Again, normally if it's a two-tier reversal, it should go twice as far as the first one. So ideally, that's maybe around about 80 ticks. But we've got to get both of these markets to agree with each other. And at the moment, they don't agree. Right. So for the new traders, again, we cannot go short underneath those 76s on the NASDAQ unless they close underneath the 76s. Remy, you're at your risk control point. Obviously, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but if I was short from the 233 fib extension, guys, right here, if I was short from there, I would be controlling my risk now and letting my profit run. Now, for the junior traders, that is a static bar reversal short. Okay, now just be aware, I'm going to look at your counter Fibonacci on the NASDAQ, noting that the NASDAQ and S&P have both gapped up. So we should be actually seeing buyers, not sellers. Okay, the static bar reversal for the NASDAQ traders, guys, is tradable, provided the buyers push up and get absolutely slammed. And this is what we're waiting on, guys. We're waiting on the slamming. And at the moment, these buyers are just sniffing, guys. They're sniffing. Now, what are they looking for? They're looking for pivots. Oh, there's the slamming. Okay. The static bar reversal, guys, is tradable if you promise me you're going to use a 10-tick risk control point. Okay, now you've got a Fibonacci here. Okay, so that ultimately means if these sellers are going to sell the market down, okay, they're probably going to sell down relatively aggressively if they can break here. If they can break. Retracement was too deep. So yeah, Daniel, the retracement means it skewed our Fibonacci extension. Okay, so what it means, guys, is that, again, your Fibonacci extension on that turning bar looks like this. All right, so your 100% risk control point is above your entry. So we're getting to the point, guys, we're getting to the point where if the NASDAQ can't turn, we're going to get a big efficient candle pointing up, and then everybody's going to jump on and start buying. Okay, now, that FDAX delta, guys, that's on the screen at the moment is tradable if you have experience. Okay, if you have experience, it is tradable. Now, again, the flip side of the tradable, guys, let me just double check your counter fibs. All right, so we're looking at a delta, guys, 289. So risk control point is 284. Let me just double check your fibs. Okay. Yes, it is tradable. I'm sorry, I'm just doing maths, guys. I'm just doing maths in my head. FDAX traders, if you're short at 289, your target is 284, please. All right, I'm just going to bring up a 284. So if you are short on the FDAX, guys, because you got these 76 fibs here, if you are short on the delta at 89, your target is 84. If we can't punish that target, guys, if we can't punish that target, we've got 35 seconds to punish that target. Guys, 35 seconds to punish the target. Okay, so let me just watch this FDAX really, really closely. What may be holding some FDAX traders out of the market today is risk. Okay, that risk is slowly coming down, which is perfect. So it's going to bring more traders online again. Okay, NASDAQ, we're unable to trigger this short. Okay, I'm trying to watch the FDAX and NASDAQ at the same time. So at this point in time, guys, we can't trigger the short on the NASDAQ. Okay, so that means we're basically preparing for longs. FDAX, again, your target is 284. Guys, come on. You guys have got about 24. Right, you're through your target. So FDAX traders, if you're short, guys, if you're short on the delta at 89, your target is 84. The market's gone as low as 82. That means you're out. Craig, 2 times 5. Well done, mate. Well done. Okay, well, good. As long as everybody's making money, guys, I'm trying to navigate. Today is a really tough day. I did say we're off to a shotgun start. That is a tier 2 reversal on FDAX, but it's a really ugly one. So again, if you're looking at shallow targets on FDAX, again, guys, well done.
Just a reminder, like red flag news coming out. So
thank you, Cody.
Manage risk, everyone.
Yeah, well done. Guys, exactly what Cody said. Guys, thank you, Cody and Damsey and George and Tim and Ahmed and everyone else that helps in the background. Guys, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Guys, we are coming into red flag news for the Europeans, so no new trades, please. All right, no new trades. If the candle starts twitching, you know that the market cares about the news. If it doesn't twitch, you know they don't care. All right, so not being rude to the Swiss National Bank, but some people just don't care about the Swiss National Bank. They're starting to twitch. They're starting to twitch. So here comes the news. Here comes the news. Do I have any FDAX traders that are short on the delta for long-range targets? If you are short for long-range targets, guys, please make sure you're carrying no risk. Cody, you picked up in the trade. Yep. Okay, here we go. Here's the news. All right, so just they're twitching. Guys, so here I'm being rude about the Swiss National Bank. So, well, this is why we watch the red flag, guys. Cody, again, mate, well done. This is why we watch the red flags very close. Guys, this will be the algorithms starting to work out what the Swiss National Bank has said. The algorithms will come in first, guys, then the humans come in. Okay, so the algorithms come in, then the humans come in. Your delta, Matt, I think quite a few people got that FDAX delta, absolute textbook. There's our higher high, grab the delta and let it roll. Yeah, these guys are really jumpy. They're really jumpy. So that's all right. We just use it as a chance to clean up our charts. Louis, 55 sell orders, 475 and NQ, still nothing. Okay, perfect, mate. So let these guys get a wriggle on, guys. Let the guys get a wriggle on. If clearly anybody is short on the NASDAQ, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ, which some of the more experienced traders may be, guys, off this 233, if you're short off that, guys, then obviously it's going very, very well in your favor if you are short. Ahmed, you were short as well. Remy, 21, 31, 41, 51. Okay, well done. That's a beautiful trade. Ahmed, you got 10 and 20 short on all contracts on NASDAQ. Well done. Ash, it can be a little scary. That's why we check the news. So my tip to anyone who's watching today, make sure you know the news before you come into your session. Otherwise, you could get outflanked. Literally, you could get outflanked. The news for us, guys, 4:30 Tokyo, which is just cruising through, and 9:30 Tokyo for those trading a little bit later on. Boom, boom, boom. Sellers own the stair step. Guys, if this is a 4-point turning bar on FDAX and FESX at the same time, we are likely to get a really lovely sell down. Do we have Nathan today? Do we have Nathan? And is Nathan short? Nathan, are you short, mate, on the FDAX? Either on the Delta or you might be short off a Fibonacci extension. We should get news indicators. Nathan is short. Well done. News indicator, very, very easy to do. Very, very easy to do, Daniel. The key with the news indicator is you've got to get permission from the news website to rip their data. And if you don't have that permission and you get caught, then you're in big trouble. Big trouble. So a couple of the news indicators out there are actually ripping information off people's websites without permission. You can get a lot of trouble for that. So we are working on getting that permission. Right. So a number of people have asked for a news indicator. No, it's very, very easy to do. Easy for me to say. I'm not the coder, but I have been told it is easy to do. Okay, I've been told it's easy to do. Now, as we let the news go, so you see the market is still twitching. Do ignore the news candle? No, Ash, very, very important that we don't ignore the news candle. Mate, that is a stunning question. The reason being is that the algorithms, so the mathematical algorithms that trigger around every 15 seconds for what we're doing, those mathematical algorithms will now be taking into account the price movement. So the humans might go, who cares, it's news, just ignore it. The algorithms won't be ignoring it, particularly the stepping algorithms, the ABC algorithms. So guys, it means that for the FDAX traders, we're actually looking for a static bar reversal long, not now, no, in the last 90 seconds, but we're looking for a long, guys, on the NASDAQ the FDAX going back the other way. NASDAQ, as bizarre as this is, guys, they're going to buy this again. So they've sold the market down. Sellers stole it. Sellers stole. No, they didn't buy, still own the stair step. So, okay, S&P, you guys are picking up a reversal long. So the S&P 500, you're 45 seconds away from a reversal long. For the NASDAQ traders, I would suggest you're looking for a pivot-based reversal. FDAX, you are staring down the barrel of a reversal long against the step of the market. All right, so we're going to go. So the news has obviously come out. For the FDAX traders, if we close on the 50 fib, or we close under the 50 fib, or we gap onto the 50 fib in 16 seconds, you have no trades. Okay, so let's just watch it very closely, guys, because when the news comes out and the market starts moving, everyone's really excited. Like, oh my gosh, where's my trade? Guys, this is where the algorithm will save you if it doesn't meet the criteria. FDAX. Because the only thing the FDAX traders can get is a lower low and a reversal long off the R3. NASDAQ, buyers own the stair step. So guys, if we get a really, really lovely buying push that gets slammed, then you're looking for shorts. Okay, you're looking for shorts. At this stage, guys, to trade that delta short on the NASDAQ, I would need Fibonacci failure. Some of you have probably already done this. So you're going to draw your Fibonacci down the big green candle in order to catch them on the way up. I don't have Fibonacci failure, guys, to trade that delta yet. Okay, so I don't have it yet. S&P, you were meant to create a beautiful buying signal and you got slammed. So we've got a day, guys, where the markets just don't know what they're doing yet. NQ hit the 141.
Made the sorry, the ES is just like touch the 141 from the 4 hour.
Got it. Okay. All right. So let me clean up, because again, most of the mathematical algorithms around the world will be trying to interpret the news, right? They're trying to interpret the news. As I'm trying to interpret the news, let me just check with Fibonacci's. So Daxi traders, again, if you were to get a lower low, guys, they're going to have to do a lot of work, guys. If you got a lower low, guys, which you don't have, I would actually suggest, guys, we're better off going short right across the board than we are going long. We've just got to wait for a valid trade. For the FDAX traders, you've got the FESX below its pre-market top. Okay, and it's below, looks like it's R2. So you guys are below a pivot. I don't like the idea of buying the FDAX. Okay, now they might embarrass me and do whatever. I was looking for a lower low on the FDAX, guys, in order to go long off the R3. I do want the buyers, though, to be clear of this pivot on the FESX, and they're not. So I'd suggest with the FDAX traders, you're better off not going long. We're better off waiting for a valid short or waiting for the candle to close. Okay, for the S&P 500 traders, we're looking for a higher high. So if we do move beyond this level to the high side, okay, we're looking for shorts. For the NASDAQ, we can't go short on the delta, guys, because of the Fibonacci. We've already spoken about that. If we get a big efficient candle here, guys, on the NASDAQ in 1 minute and 53 seconds, if we do get that, we're looking for longs. If we don't get that, we're looking for shorts. FDAX, just reminding you guys, you're not going long off the R3, please. Just double. What was that, Codes? What's that? Hate when that happens. What was that?
It's in response to Matt.
So, okay. Sorry. So you just +5 Vegas saw the match low. Okay, perfect. So Cody, you're saying you set an alarm on your phone for when the news is going off to remind you it's going off. Is that? I trust that's what it is.
Yeah, I have a separate screen with the news on, so I can monitor it. But if I don't have that screen, then I set alarms.
Perfect. All right. Look, let's work out Fibonacci, because everyone around the world is going to be literally scrambling. Okay, so literally scrambling to say, how do we interpret this news? Now, I'm going to go back to my original. I was going to go back to my original 4-hour Fibonacci and simply ask the question: is the market honoring this fib? It is, but it's loose. So again, there may be a better Fibonacci out there, as it might be off the 60-minute chart. All right, so we will eventually, guys, we'll eventually crack the code on these guys. Again, these Fibonacci's can change. Again, for those who are not used to this session, the Fibonacci can actually change 4 or 5 times during the session, just depending on what the big banks globally are looking for. Now, there could be a Fibonacci from here to here to here. Okay, that's the fib they're using. That's the 161.8 we were reversing off before. Okay, so at this stage, guys, the S&P 500 has not gone high enough. Guys, not gone high enough for us to be interested in reversals. What's our time? 40 minutes into the session already. Holy moly. Time is flying past. Now, Remy, you got long 50 times 5. You've gone long off the green delta. Went long off the green delta after they shot down, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could have been that one. Could have been that one. Okay. FDAX at this stage, right? So the FESX sellers own the stair step. What I'd love to see, guys, on FDAX, what I'd love to see, let's have a look at some backup trades. Okay, we get rid of this. We get rid of this. We know about this. We know about that. We don't need that. So we'll just start cleaning up our charts. If so, I note that we've got a gap up on the FESX. We've got a gap up on the FDAX. S&P 500. Again, we're now pushing higher highs. Let me just get rid of that Fibonacci and clean it up. This is, I would suggest, the highest. This is the highest the S&P 500 has ever been. Okay. For the S&P 500 traders, we're not going to go long unless we get a closed efficient CORPC bar. Okay, unless we get a closed one. Because at the moment, I don't have permission to go long on the S&P, therefore I don't have permission to go long on the NASDAQ. I have a sneaking suspicion. This is a 15-minute chart that I've got up here. On the S&P 500, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is the wrestle that's going on at the moment. Okay. If we go long, guys, there'll be a ton of traders that are going to start scaling out at that 100 extension, which is just here. Okay. Now, we're also going to be dealing, guys, the short range Fibonacci is going to look like this. Okay. So again, Steve, I'm open to steering on this one, but I would suggest, guys and girls, if the S&P in 2 minutes and 20 seconds can close above this level here, above this 90%, then we're probably going long. Okay, if it can't close above, we're going short. Check the 15-minute NQ extension. Bringing it on screen. Perfect. All right, let's have a look. Now, there is going to be, yes, guys, I have a sneaking suspicion. There's going to be a shallow extension, guys, and a deep extension. This one goes from here to here to here. Yeah, the NASDAQ effectively at its risk control point. So for the NASI traders, what we're doing is we're waiting to see if the S&P 500 can close over my black line. In fact, I don't need my black line anymore because we're looking for that 90%. Now, this is the highest, guys. This is the highest that the S&P 500 has ever traded. Well, it's the highest it's ever traded. If we do get a big efficient candle, guys, particularly on the NASDAQ, it may be setting up a really lovely long. Okay, now, if the risk is too much, guys, then please don't take the long. What we're going to do instead is get ready for the short. Round number approaching, that's exactly what I was looking for. So thank you. NQ 25, yep, exactly right. Okay, so we got a round number approaching here on the NASDAQ. For my FDAX traders, again, guys, we didn't go long off the R3. We did get a lower low. We didn't go long off the R3 because the FESX was stuck under a pivot. As it turns out, it's gone and paid its targets, which is a little bit annoying, guys, a little bit annoying. But we're going okay on the FDAX today, guys. Depending on how you trade, you've had two or three good little opportunities, and they've done what they need to do. Now, again, if you're short, guys, so Nathan is short, probably on long range shorts. If you are short on long range shorts, guys, effectively, if we close below the R3, we're going to track, guys, down to basically the open and the pre-bottom. As for the FDAX traders, don't forget that, again, we've got to go and close the gap, and the gap is all the way down here at 0.80. So we're trading at 280 at the moment. So we're looking, guys, we're looking at a gap of 200 points to the downside. It's a massive gap. Okay, now, ES 133 off the 30-minute chart. Ahmed, thank you. Perfect. Okay, let me just get rid of, guys, I'll just, again, as we do quite often, That's quite often during the session. We get rid of all of our Fibonacci's and we start again. Okay, S&P 500 traders, we are into the last 15 minutes of the hour. All right, so for those people, Remy, you're short off the 141.4. Okay, on the, I'll tell you what they're doing. This is going to give us really good transparency. That one right there. Okay, so they're off the 100. Let me check the wraparound fib and run it down to here. That's a US Open tactic. It's a US, okay, again, they might be playing a US Open game. So what I want goes for what I want for everybody. So right across the board, we are in the last 15 minutes. What I'm looking for is a static bar reversal short with a very shallow retrace and a very angry rejection. That would be amazing. I'm just looking at the S&P 500, guys. That's the highest 5-minute chart close. That's the highest 5-minute chart close in history. Okay, so that's why today we've got to be a little bit careful with the reversals, guys, because the momentum, as we briefed when we came in, the momentum is all about buy, 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 buy. The problem with the buy, buy, buy mentality is people just keep buying for the sake of buying, and again, they will eventually get caught in a bull trap, and the bull trap will send the market back down. Yeah, so guys, for those that don't trade the last 15 minutes, we are in the last 15 minutes. For those that are watching what we do, if you're not used to that, guys, on the FDAX, we increase our success rate on our trading by around 72% by not trading the last 15 minutes. Guys, on the NASDAQ, we increase our success rate by 37% if we don't trade the last 15 minutes. Now, the exception will be a pivot-based reversal. The market will just go anyway. Ahmed, that's probably the comment of the week. So you're done 320 ticks on the NASDAQ. So Ahmed, honestly, mate, 3 or 4 months ago, could you say that? So honest question, 3 or 4 months ago, do you think you could say that? I'm thinking not, mate. So I said before, mate, you're starting to look really good as a professional trader, mate. So just keep going. Just keep going. Guys, just little bites, guys, little bites of the cherry every day. You don't need to dominate the world financial markets in your undies in one day. You just don't have to do it. Lots of people try. It's a very expensive hobby. You just don't need to do it. You just don't need to do it. Okay, that's the Fibonacci they're using right there. All right, so what we're looking for, guys and girls, we're looking for effectively a reversal. We're looking for a round number. We know that we've got a round number up here. In a perfect world, we're looking for a pivot-based reversal. The NASDAQ has got to do a lot of work to get to the pivot. Okay, the surrogate trade would be a pivot-based reversal on the S&P, which is also a fair way away. But again, don't be surprised if we get there. Let me just check the gold price. Let me just check the gold price very, very quickly. Now I'm checking the gold price, guys, because obviously gold is the global currency of fear. If fear is rising and the stocks are rising, then we have commodities in conflict, and the stock market will lose that battle against gold, normally speaking. Guys, gold is up $6 today to 2663. 2663 US. Let me just have a look. So gold is, guys, gold is a fraction off record highs. So gold, the record high on gold is 2670. It hit it around about 3 hours ago. So great time to have shares in a gold mine. Great time to have shares in a gold mine. Now, that is a stunning ratio-based static bar reversal short. Now, guys, this is only for NASDAQ traders who trade, guys, in the last 15 minutes. Now, if you are a static bar reversal short trader, you've got a -2 rated SBR, you've got really limited retrace, which means the sellers may be getting ready to have a crack at them. Okay, now we are in the last 15 minutes. I know I've mentioned that a number of times. Your entry price, guys, if you do trade a static bar reversal short, guys, your entry price is at 286.50. So 286.50. Now, don't just put your sell order on and like up the top of the chart there. It must be at 486.50. Okay, so it must be here. Now, again, I believe the best trade for the NASDAQ traders today, the best trade is going to be, so their retrace is too deep. So again, off we go. That's why we're outside the range of candles. S&P, guys, is cruising. So I think what we're going to end up with is we're going to end up with an R3 reversal on both US indexes simultaneously. Okay, so an R3 reversal. Let me just have a look at this. There's Remy. So you've gone short, Remy. Okay, you've gone short. For those of you guys that you're being very, very careful today, guys, note that every time we've got a static trade, all right, so every time we've got a static bar reversal like here and here, even though that was news inspired, as every time you've traded statically on the NASDAQ today, or you've traded a delta in complement with the static entry, you've actually gone to target. All right, so as I said, guys, as I said at the start of the session, for the junior traders, you're going to be entering statically today. Wait for the market to generate the signal and then take it. Now, Lockie, did you see my question? No, I didn't, mate. Hang on. Just wait one. Mate, I'm gonna have to find it for you. Just hold on one sec. No. Hang on. No, I do. Sorry, mate. I do. No, it's not, mate. It's not in the members area. So, Ken, it's not in the members area. We are preparing to put it in the members area. Excel has just gone through some kind of strange upgrade. So my version of Excel is now running very slowly. So yes, it's being worked on. Mate, it's one of those awesome projects that's taking a long time. Okay. As we are in the last 15 minutes. So again, guys, Ken is talking about that Excel spreadsheet I was using in coaching last night, so everybody can map their KPIs and use it as a trading journal and similar things. Mate, if we can embed it into the website, amazing. If we can't, then I'm just going to have to issue it as an Excel spreadsheet. As you can imagine, mate, a lot of work's gone into that spreadsheet. Louis, you've gone 36 times 5 on the NQ, so you've gone long over the top of that efficient candle. Perfect. Daniel, yeah, the old version still works, mate. The old version still works. Ken, trading plan is in the members area in the behind the 101 support icon, the 101 support material icon. Yeah, 100%. It's all there, mate, ready to rock and roll. So for our little FDAX traders, you guys are in the last 15 minutes. So you're literally sitting on your hands, not doing anything. For the FDAX traders, again, guys, we've been very, very careful today. You guys have ideally picked up 2 signals. If you trade the opening candle, guys, you picked up the first sell down, which went perfectly. The second sell down only went far enough to trigger your risk control and then didn't run on. Now, for the FDAX traders, guys, if we were to push up, okay, so how long have we got? 5 minutes until the candle, until the market. If we push up here, guys, if we push up here around about that 90%, the buyers will have stolen the stair step from the sellers and will be looking for reversal, sending it back down. If the buying momentum, guys, starts to get a bit of mojo, which the FESX is starting to buy, then we would be looking, guys, for an R4 reversal. Going to be really careful with that R4 reversal. Guys, the reason being is that we don't want to sit in order just under the R4. We want to make sure they push well beyond the R4 and then come back down and pick us up, please. Anna, you got 11 and 41 reversing off the round number. Very well done, Anna. Again, guys, not for the faint-hearted, but we know the Nasdaq loves to fail at the 161.8 fib extension. So what Anna may have done is she may have said, Lockie, I've got a 161.8 extension. I've also got the round number of 2,500, so I'm just going to drop it short. If you did that, Anna, well done. Okay. Louis, you went short. I'd say Louis done the same as well. Louis gone short off the round number. Actually, Louis, you did mention that before. That was a high concentration of sellers at 2,500. Yeah. So they're well done. That's fantastic. And that's fantastic. All right. So for FDAX officially, you guys are only sitting at 2 from 2 or 3 from 3, right? So you're again, if you don't trade the opening candle, right? So if you don't trade the opening candle, then that wasn't your trade. That's okay. That's all right. Nasdaq, you are setting up the most incredible static bar reversal right when we don't want to trade it, which is going to be really, really annoying. If you don't care for rules, guys, which you all do because you're semi-professional traders going professional, I would suggest we're going to have to wait 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go short here. If you are short off the 161, guys, then you would want to try and target the 100% as a potential interim target. For everybody else, guys, we're going to have to wait for the candle to close. This is the Widowmaker. This is the candle which normally catches people out. They're a little bit tired, been trading for an hour. This catches you out and you're thinking, why the hell did I take a trade on the Widowmaker candle? We can clean up Fibonacci is what we can do. So we're going to get rid of that. That Fibonacci is working really, really well. So the S&P 500 traders, because you've got multiple 133 extensions, so multiple extensions here. That's just here. If you were to push up beyond those extensions, push up beyond the extensions and then come back down, guys, particularly if you push up inside the new hour and then come down, then you're looking really, really good for a short. All right, now for the DAX traders, guys, we got 2 minutes and 19 seconds. DAX traders at the moment, the sellers own the stair step, all right? So we're not eyeing off selling-based reversals. You guys need to tag that line there in order for the buyers to take the stair step. If we get a really, really strong, if we get a really, really strong FESX close, okay, which we looks like, let me have a look. Getting a very strong FESX close, we're going to have to be very, very careful about reversing the FDAX short. S&P 500, let me just check on your close. Just quickly. Nasdaq, you're getting the opposite. So Nasdaq is actually getting an absolutely amazing 15-minute chart static bar reversal.
We got news coming out on the hour too.
Yes, SMB. Thank you again. SMB news. So SMB came out, sorry, at 4:30. What news is that, Codes? I'm just catching up with you.
SNB. It's a conference, and then there's yellow flag news as well.
Got it. Okay, so more. Right. So the SMB guys that rocked the market before is now going to give a press conference on why they rock the market. So therefore that'll be worth watching. All right. So for the FDAX traders, buyers now own the stair step. Okay, there's no question about that. Again, please be very, very careful. The buyers are very, very strong on the FESX. So what that means is we're not going to just sit a sell order underneath the R4. We would need them to push well beyond the R4, or at least sit up beyond the R4 for some time, then get absolutely annihilated. Okay, now again, we're also looking for a correlation, guys, correlation between Fibonacci extensions. We know the FDAX's favorite numbers. Okay, and the FDAX favorite numbers are sitting on the R4. Oh, as that delta short on Nasdaq, not now in 6 seconds is hilarious. If they buy in the new hour, guys, so if they buy in the new hour, which they've just done. So for the Nasdaq traders, we need to see buying in the new hour before we sell. Right, so that delta on Nasdaq, guys, is 484. If you waited for the buyers to buy in the new hour and then sold the market down, clearly you've got a very, very quick response. Okay, very, very fast response. The flip side of that, guys, again, the 161.8 fib extension is clearly where they've failed. Okay, clearly where they've failed. So if you're a Fibonacci trader, again, that retrace inside the new hour back to the 161.8. If you are short on the NASDAQ, guys, you may be short. Please use delta targets. We don't have a signal other than a delta. That is a 4-point turning bar short, guys, on the NASDAQ, but it's moved too fast for the majority of traders to trade. Okay, now the S&P 500 is very cranky, guys, but I don't think the cranky is going to last long. Guys, so please make sure if you're trading the deltas, please make sure you've got very, very tight ATMs, as in touch 8, pay 5, or touch 9, pay something. Because if they can't sustain a very, very heavy sell down, right, if they can't sustain a heavy sell down, we're going to swing back the other way. Ash, if you get a buying delta going back the other way, I would be on the NASDAQ. I'd be very careful about the 161.8 fib extension. Okay, very, very careful about that. I'd suggest for the NASDAQ traders, we're waiting for a closed candle. We're waiting for a closed candle to go long, or we're waiting for the buyers to push up, create a higher high, get slammed, and then we're going to try and pick up the green ratio-based static bar reversal short. Now, some of you may have, guys, on that retracement picked up the static bar reversal. Andy, you did exactly that. Remy, plus 50 times 5, you've done exactly that. Okay, so some of you may have picked up, this -2 rated SBR. Once the buyers pushed up beyond your entry point inside the new hour, some of you may have sold that short. Right? If you have done that, you're very well trained, is all I can say. You're very, very, very well trained. Now, for the FTX traders, you haven't got buying inside the new hour yet, so you guys are waiting to get guidance as to what to do. Some of you picked up the SBR and NASDAQ, some of you picked up the Delta short, and some of you guys, it was too quick. Dave, you got 67 times 2 and 28 times 2 reversal on the NQ, and I trust that was off the 161.8. Made this one up here. Okay, if you've taken that, guys, so again, I did mention this before. If you're an advanced trader and you've gone short off the 161.8, well, brilliant, absolutely brilliant trade. Okay, now just a reminder, guys, if you're trading the deltas on NASDAQ today, if you're trading the deltas, junior traders, you're looking for a 10-tick target. Okay, junior traders looking for a 10-tick target. Senior traders looking for half volatility. So I'd call that 20. So again, you're not creating a massive hurdle for the market to get to. So the retrace actually, Dave, okay, you traded off the 90%, mate, fantastic. Okay, well done, well done, well done. 90% off what, mate, off what chart? I'd just love to know, love to know. Down to coaching, thanks, mate. Remy, my pleasure. Guys, if you came to coaching last night, it was actually quite good fun. It's very, very hard to stay, very, very hard to stay under an hour. Very hard to stay under an hour. So some of you have picked up the SBR short. Some of you picked up the first delta. Some of you have picked up the lower delta. Right. So guys, just for my quantification, guys, has anyone taken the lower delta short because you missed the higher delta? Okay. Buyers have the stair step. Those buyers have the stair step on the NASDAQ. Has anyone taken the lower delta? Yes. Okay, good. All right. If you've taken the lower delta, guys, it's a delta outside the range of an efficient CORPC 4-point turning bar. Again, off what I can deem the best I can do, guys. I think it's off the 133, 141.4 fib combination, which is exactly what the NASDAQ normally loves. So therefore, the short combined with this green 161.8, again, the short side of the market is the one to be on. Now, again, if we'll leave the Fibonacci on for a second, as we need a counter Fibonacci coming back the other way. So anyone who is short knows where their key levels are. For the NASDAQ, guys, your key level is that 50%. Okay, and then your next key level is obviously the 61.8. Now they've gapped under the 61.8. But if I was short on these deltas, I'd make sure that I've locked in some profit, please. Okay, really important. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got here. Let's have a look at what we got. Do we have another short? We don't have another short. Right, so we don't have another short. What we do have, we don't have another short. What we do have is basically we're just managing our current trades. Daniel, you're done. So you've done well for today. You've done well for the day. In terms of stair step, what have we got? Okay, so you've got the buyers push the market up, sellers push the market down, buyers pushed it up. I don't believe there's a lower low anywhere in there. Let me just double check. No. So at this point in time, buyers own the stair step. Hence the selling deltas, guys, against that are basically reversals. Now this one here, mathematically, guys, 4-point turning bar short. So that's basically set the precedent for the fall. Now we did say earlier today, guys, we've got it on one of these charts here, right there. Okay, so pivot, efficient trades, watch for the SBRs and watch for 4-point turning bars. The 4-point turning bar guys will win today, particularly with a really, really strong trend. And that's what we ultimately got. Just hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 sec. All right, guys, I'm back. Now, FDAX traders, you have a higher high inside the new hour, opening the potential if you are a 76 fib reversal trader, as you've got a short at 303 with a target or risk control point, guys, of 98. Okay, now there's other people doing what we're doing because they just shot to 98. So now we've got a higher high. So now we've got a higher high on the FDAX inside the new hour. We've opened up the shorts at 303. Is it 303? Your first target and risk control point is 298. I was understanding if it goes much further, it's going to trigger so you're just cruising through your target, as it may trigger a static bar reversal short. And if it does, my preferred trade, guys, is under the 76s. The SBR is valid. The SBR is valid, provided, guys, you can hold the risk, which most of you can. So the best trade is under the 76s at 303. Right? First target is 98. Second target is 93. You've just gone through your second target. If you're on the static bar reversal, guys, your entry is 96. Your target is 91, and you've gone through your target. Can you guys repeat back, guys, if you've got any of those trades on FDAX? I know the SBR is very obvious, guys, once we got the higher high. For the 76 fib reversal traders, you got your higher high, so the 76 is on, and then you've got this one down here, which is on. Right. So if any of the FDAX traders got those trades, guys, if I made them as clear as what I could, again, waiting for the higher high inside the new hour, and then we're taking the trade. Right, so if anybody has got those trades, guys, we're moving in the right direction. Nathan, well done. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so again, for the slightly more advanced traders, guys, 303 entry. Junior traders. Okay, junior traders, you're looking at a 96 entry, 91 first target. It's gone as low as 87. Okay, Aaron, you got part of that. Nathan is short. Matt, you got that. Okay, Mr. 76. Okay, cool. All right, now that's ideally, guys and girls, going to be the turn on the hour. Matt, if I'm going to ask you a question, I do this every day. What signal is that? What signal is that? Let's see how Matt goes. He gets it right every day, so that's becoming pretty bloody boring. Petros, you got plus 10 on the FDAX. That's a beautiful trade. Yeah, so we got a second tier reversal, guys, on the turn of the hour. Fancy that. Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are short for long range targets on the 4-point turning bar, please? Anybody short long range targets? If anyone's short long range targets on NASDAQ, guys, we are targeting these 76s. Now, at the moment, guys, the buyers own the stair step. Okay, so at the moment, the buyers own the stair step on the NASDAQ, meaning we're not taking a buying-based reversal. Okay, so we're not taking a buying-based reversal. The 76 fibs down here, guys, ultimately just represent a point where if you're short from the top of the jar on the 4-point turning bar or the delta, if you're short on any of those, you would want to try and trade it down within 4 ticks, guys, of the 76. So the 76 is at 62.75. It means 63.75. You're going to find people are buying above those 76s, guys, 4 ticks over the top. Okay, now that's obviously what's occurring. So fancy that. There are other futures traders in the world that are using Fibonacci. Okay, now if you have traded, guys, from either the 4-point turning bar down, it's a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It's gone more than 70 ticks to the downside. So if you did take that, guys, absolutely well done. Okay, now, again, there'll be a myriad of different results today. Guys, quite a few people have finished trading because they're done. Can we short the DFR at the 50 fib? I tell you what, Ash, I tell you what. If I get a higher high, if I got a higher high here, pushed up a little bit, I'd be hunting that delta there. So I'd be hunting the delta. Now, I must get the buyers pushing well above. Okay, well above in order to pick up that delta. Let me just see what the S&P is doing. On a 15-minute chart. We have a lower low, guys, on both 15-minute charts. So what we're going to say, mate, is be very, very careful of going short. Right? So be very, very careful of going short because we may be gearing up swing triggers on the 15-minute charts. Okay, we may be gearing up swing triggers. All right, let's just see what we've got here. Okay, I'm just watching. Andy, awesome. Cody, I believe, running the LTR for you guys tomorrow. Guys, as you know, I'm off to Tokyo very early in the morning. So again, that will be first trip to Tokyo ever. So that'll be really exciting. Really, really exciting. Okay. We are, guys, with the 15-minute charts, we've basically milked the shorts as much as we possibly can. All right, we're about to get really, really efficient candles. Really, really efficient candles on the NASDAQ. Now, this candle, guys, on NASDAQ is going to be too tall. I would suggest it's going to be too tall to... Let me just have a look here. All right, so this is going to be too tall to trade long because the risk is going to be too much. Let me just have a look here. Okay, 1 minute to go on the candle. 1 minute to go. One lesson I'd say, guys, for the FTX traders, and how we said we're going short under that SBR. Okay, so we're short at 96 with a target at 91. The market has only gone to 88. So it's guaranteed you got paid your 5-point target and it's turned around and gone back the other way. Really, 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 guys, important that our target is always defined by volatility. All right, so when we were trading there before, our volatility is around about 15. So the guide for everybody on the FTX, guys, if we're under 20, you just go for a 5-point target. If we're well over 20, you might go for 5s and 10s. So we can use the volatility of the market, guys, to set our expectation on the market, which is really, really exciting. Okay, now, NASDAQ, we're in a really interesting little spot, guys. You've actually got a higher high, guys, which may have drawn the attention of some sellers. Just let me watch these guys closely. No. All right. I don't think it's smart at this stage, guys. I don't think it's smart to sell the NASDAQ until we push through, fail at Fibonacci, and we're actually hunting this -2 rated static bar reversal short. Louis, you got 74 long, 141.4, 15-minute turning bar. Well done, man. That's a beautiful trade. As there are so many trades. It's just a matter of navigating you as carefully and as safely as we can in and out of the market. So quite a few guys, quite a few of you have hit your daily KPIs, which is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All right, so for NASDAQ, guys, the buyers own the stair step. We're looking for the buyers to push up, fail at Fibonacci in order to pick up those static bar reversals over the left-hand side. So in a perfect world, guys, not that the world is perfect, but in a perfect world, it would be amazing if the buyers push up through these 76s and fail. Now, at the moment, the S&P, guys, is literally tinkering on the highest price it has ever been. FDAX, I need to see a higher high. I'm hunting that R4 reversal for you guys. But we've been waiting all day for the R4 reversal. It may or may not get there in this trading session, as I'm not 100% sure. If there are any questions, guys, if there are any questions, now's a really good time. We've got about 13 minutes to go in the trading session. We're waiting for the market to come to us. We're not trying to just force it to do anything. We're waiting for it to come to us. That one. Okay. Okay, let's have a look here. Seems, hey, so issue TTV web. Seems, okay, man, do that, please. Senna, can you send me a signal once you know what's going on there? Very important. Very important. Yeah, please. So, guys, at this stage, we're in an interesting little situation. The Europeans have got to close these gaps, guys. The gaps, we don't need our news anymore. Cody, again, thank you for the reminder on the news. For those of you who are not used to this trading session, the Europeans have mathematically, they must close this gap. So that means at some point in time, the buying is going to stop and these things are going to reverse. And when they reverse, it's going to be very impressive. I'm not a gambling person, guys and girls, but I'd suggest the news out of the US tonight is not going to be encouraging. And that's where we might see Europe dragged on the back of really negative US news. Now, so at this point in time, sellers are actually quite strong. Looking at the volume they're using, so about half the volume of the previous candle, they're actually quite strong. So it looks like the buyers may have given up the ghost. It looks like the buyers may have given up the ghost. Let's just see what we've got, guys. If we get a big dominant selling candle, particularly if we got it on the FESX, as they're those pink Fibonacci's, guys, we added at the start. Well, at the start of the session, we said, right, we need the pink Fibonacci's on. They're literally dancing off those Fibonacci's. So I am fascinated by, Fibs. They're also at the 100%. So what it means is if the FESX wants to buy, it's probably going to buy up here to the 133 extensions, which is big. So any questions at all, guys? Any questions at all from anybody? We've had as we thought it was going to be a technical day, as in quite a difficult day, and this is probably one of the hardest we've had in a little while. For the junior traders, guys, for those people that saying, well, Lockie, I just want to focus on really simple trades, guys, you've got a ratio-based SBR here. Okay, now that is news inspired, but you did have a ratio-based SBR there. Got a ratio-based SBR there at the close of the hour. So we waited for the 4-point turning bar. was, again, all of the static signals or the deltas complementing the static signals, they've all gone to target. Right, so if you're watching today going, wow, today was technical, it was quite a technical day, so quite a difficult day. For the FTX traders, basically same rule applies. Again, if you don't trade the opening candle, we picked up a delta leading into a ratio-based static bar reversal short. Then we got a delta outside the range of the same static bar reversal short after the higher high was created. Then the sellers sold down. We've got nothing coming long simply because we've got rules saying be very careful. Then we waited for the higher high and we picked up a static bar reversal short. So for the FTX traders, again, every time a candle closes, you can assess on what they're thinking and you can trade it accordingly. So FTX, you guys should be running at 100% strike rate today. Should be. In a perfect world. In a perfect world. Not that the world is perfect. Getting in on some was there quite hard as it was. Yeah, so Ash, tonight was really fast. Now we kind of had a little bit of an early warning it was going to be fast. Only because we had the lead-in volume was 75,000. So guys, anytime we get over that 50,000 lead-in volume, you know it's going to be a fast session. Suzanne, everything is perfect. Suzanne, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Mind you, humbly supported by a couple of very talented traders. So it's not all me, guys. It's not all me. Now, for the DAXI traders, we are going to pick up, guys, we are highly likely to pick up an R4 reversal. Almost guaranteed to pick up an R4 reversal. Again, I would love to see them push up, tag the R4 and then sell. The only thing that'll be working against that reversal was the FESX. They're trying to buy over the top of those pink fibs we added to the chart earlier. There may be a 90% fib retracement. There may be a 90% fib retracement here. No, we're well beyond the 90. Okay. So for the FTX traders, guys, we must push well beyond the R4. Okay, well beyond the R4. At the moment, the FESX does not agree with our reversal. Okay, so I would really like them to push 7, 8, 9, 10 points above the R4 and then get absolutely hammered. As I said on my comment before, it'll be over here. Got to be very, very careful about reversing. Okay, maybe on this chart over here. Okay. All right. So at this stage, FTX is pushing through. Guys, no question about that at all. We are approaching the last 90 seconds of the candle, which means we're going to just watch what they do, guys. These buyers have got to get drilled on the FTX. Guys, they've got to get drilled. If they don't get drilled, then we obviously can't go short. Now we're into the danger zone of the candle. So unless you see those buyers get annihilated, now it's climactic. The buyers are running out of steam. NQ was too quick for me. A scenario would be able to take the trade again. Rob, 100%, mate. So that, guys, Rob's question is really, really brilliant. Okay, really, really brilliant. Now, again, let's say you got this. Let's say you missed the 4-point turning bar. If the buyers return back up and get well above your level, then you can grab the 4-point turning bar or the associated deltas again. Okay, so the key point is provided the buyers have maintained the stair step, you can still sell. The moment the buyers lose the step, you can't sell with a selling step. Okay, because we're not allowed to. Rob, stunning question. All right, so we're cruising, guys. So cruising, well done, mate. You've done really, really well. Now, again, the FTX, guys, is setting up a reversal off the R4. We are in the last 90 seconds of the candle. That means we're not going to put an order on now until the failure is confirmed. Guys, it must be confirmed. They cannot close on. They can't gap over. So again, we've been very, very careful, guys. We're looking for an entry up to 5 points below the R4. So up to 5 points below the R4. Okay, I would suggest 5 points is probably quite smart. Again, guys, let's look at your counter Fibonacci. Okay, let me have a look here. it would be really smart if they tag that R4 again. Okay, come on, up you go. Okay. So for the FTX traders, so there's your second touch, guys. So a double touch reversal is setting up. You may be short, guys, at 320, which is 3 points under, or you may be sitting at 4 points under. Guys, either way, we're going to be controlling our risk, guys, relatively quickly. And I say that, guys, we're in the last 5 minutes of the trading session. Okay, so this is where if you've already made a big chunk of profit for the day, guys, a big chunk of profit, you'd say, Lockie, I'm pretty happy with my profit. I'm done. The flip side of that is that 38% is where we would want to make sure that if these sellers are going to sell the market down, they absolutely smack that 38 really, really hard. It's really, really hard. Now, again, so we've got a climactic candle into the R4. It's a second tier reversal. Everyone's reversing. So again, guys, if you're short at 320, your actual target's 315. That's your first target. The flip side of that, we need to smack that 38. I was like literally smack it, punch it, and off we go. Aaron, you've been ATM. That's all right, man. That's what the ATMs are for. Matt, you've taken +5 × 2. So good entry, guys. We've waited all day for the R4 reversal. If the FTX doesn't tumble, I'm talking like wow, tumble off that R4, that's why you've got an ATM or tight risk control to save you. Right. So again, we're not going to go short again unless we get the buyers pushing through the R4 and then coming back down again, guys. So don't just keep putting orders over the top here. As in, don't just keep putting orders on. Okay. If they've literally picked up your order at, say, 320, they've triggered your risk control already. We would need the buyers to push up, create higher highs, and then go short again. As we don't want to just keep putting orders on. Okay. Simply because we're at the end of the session. Okay. Matt, well done. Does the MDI angle reducing indicate we are closer to a turn? Absolutely, Ash, it does. Right. So again, we started the session on 70, mate. Now we're at 38. I think, honestly, guys, we're getting ready for long-range reversals everywhere. Have a sneaking suspicion if the FTX sets up a 4-point turning bar here or the FESX sets up a 4-point turning bar, it's going to tumble. The only issue we face, guys, we're right at the end of the LTR session. So if you guys don't mind for the FTX traders, I'll put a circle on that one, as in we spoke about entering at around about the 320 mark. Okay, that's our risk control point, 315. Now, some of you may be short lower than that, and that's okay. It looks like you're about to get a static bar reversal off an R4. It's probably going to push down to at least this Fibonacci, guys, if it pressures this Fibonacci here. Okay, now the pressure is coming from the FESX, goes down the bottom here. So they've actually set up a climactic static bar reversal short as well. So the FTX is likely to go further. Right? So if you have entered up to 5 points under the R4, which is what I spoke about, because you've gone short at 18, your target is 13 and you're currently trading at 12. Okay, it's literally, so again, even if you've gone short, guys, up to 5 points under the R4, you're now going through your profit targets. Okay, so that, I reckon, guys and girls, we can put a yellow circle on that one. So FTX, it looks like you're walking away with another 100% strike. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Depending on how you trade, of course. Depending on how you trade. Nasdaq, the most obvious, guys, you've got basically a dynamic entry, a static entry, a static entry, and a static entry. So you guys are still sitting okay stats wise. And S&P, you guys are also okay stats wise. Every time we've got a static trade, you guys have gone to target. Guys, we're going to bring TTP back in a second. Alex has obviously been our host for the day. Guys, have we had no, Ash, have we had a reasonable day? I said we had a reasonable day. And I say that, mate, Ash, all I'm going to do is draw a Fibonacci up to catch me on the way down. If the delta is into the 50 fib of the micro trend, we can't touch it because it's probably going to get stuck. Yeah, so Ash, always draw the Fibonacci up. The spine of the Fibonacci will be left to right. So draw the Fibonacci up, catch them on the way down, and and don't trade in the 50-50. Absolutely. 100 ticks per contract, Dave. Wow, mate, that's a huge result. Guys, any observations? Guys, any observations? Is everybody happy? Very tricky day, Ash. Very, very tricky day. Guys, if you're walking away today having lost no money, that is a massive victory. Clearly, the slightly better, bigger traders, guys, that have been here a little bit longer have belted the market. So if you're new to trading, please don't be angry. Today was a very hard market. Alex, sorry, man, I keep talking. So Alex, I'm going to hand over to you because you're the big boss today. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. And Alex, again, thank you to TTP for allowing me to present for you guys. It's really good fun. I just hope your traders out there in the world got some value out of today because it was a very tough day. So.
Thank you very much, Lockie. It was another amazing live trading session. And thank you very much for emphasizing as well when it comes to the volatility that's coming to the market and things that we need to be taking under consideration. Another very valuable insights, right? And keeping everything in place. And I would like to thank every single one of the people that were here with us today and looking forward for next Thursday, Lockie.
Sounds great. So guys and girls, I will, I'll be running the session for TTP next Thursday. And obviously, guys, we're back to the normal trading room tomorrow under the watchful eye of Cody. I'll be in Tokyo for my wedding anniversary. So let's hope she keeps let's hope she keeps me for another year. We go from there. All right, guys and girls, have a good one. And Alex, thank you. And thank you to TTP for everything you guys are doing.
All the best, everyone. Have a great